Hey NorCal Carters, Jason here, and we're going to talk about tire rollout. So today we're using my buddy's cart, Mark Morrison from NCK Road Racing, and we have a Hoosier tire on a super cart. Let's just take a quick glance at this cart real quick. I mean, that's just badass for a video. So we have a long format video with Mark and the cart. You'll be able to find that on YouTube here in the next week or so. But today, tire rollout, and why is it important? So we sell these tire rollout tapes. We sell these on extracartparts.com as a fundraiser for NorCal Carters. So all the net proceeds go directly to the NorCal Carters project to keep the website going and get more entries away and a lot of cool stuff coming up. So tire rollout is basically measuring the circumference of your tire. So for example, on this Hoosier tire, you want to always measure in the same spot. You want to be very consistent. This front Hoosier is measuring 35 1/8. So the reason you're measuring the rollout is you want to make sure that left to right, they're within maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And if you're doing millimeter, a couple millimeters. And what will happen is one tire is bigger or smaller. It's going to affect the geometry on the front end. It's going to affect how much weight is on each tire. So you want to make sure that in a general rule of thumb that there is equal as possible. And if you're running with a team that does the rollout, then they will have their certain recommendations and ways of keeping the rollout in check. A lot of guys, when they're blowing up their tires, they'll use a tire band that wraps around the tire. It allows you to bead the tire with more force going outward instead of stretching the tire out. On the flip side, you could also check your rollout, and you can stretch your tires out to match them up. So again, the tire rollout is very critical when it comes to cart handling. We don't have suspension. We have tires, we have a frame, and that's the definition of a go-kart. There is no suspension. That is like a shock or a spring. So that's the tire rollout that you want to check. And different manufacturers are going to have different rollouts. Some manufacturers, they can actually vary a 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch from left to right. So it's very critical that you check that measurement. And when you're doing the tire rollout, you also want to make sure that you always use the same tire pressure. So for example, I'm just going to make a number up. If you're running the Hoosier tire and you want to be 12 and a half cold, always make sure the tires are always 12 and a half cold. Because if you measure the tire at 9 pounds or at 15 pounds, it will affect your rollout and it'll affect the measurement. Like anything in karting, you want to be consistent with stuff. So it doesn't matter if you're measuring in inches or in metric. In this case, the NorCal Carters rollout tape, again, you can buy it on extracartparts.com. You can do inches and metric. If you're an oval racer and you do the dirt oval, this is like one of the main things that the dirt guys are doing. They're always, I don't even know if stagger is the right term, but they're always checking the rollout on all their tires. And it's not uncommon for their left and right to be completely different sizes to get the characteristic they need. Generally speaking, we have a road race cart in front of us. So this cart races at tracks like Laguna Seca, Daytona. If you're in Northern California, Thunder Hill and Sonoma on the big tracks. Tire rollout, you want to be as equal as possible from left to right. And generally speaking, the rear is going to be bigger than the front. So you just add that to your spec notes. You always check your rollout. You can check them when the tires are new. You can also check them as they run in to make sure you don't have any stretching or deformation of the tires. So that's it. Tire rollout in a couple minute video. And again, you can buy the NorCal Carters rollout tape at extracartparts.com, and all proceeds go to the fundraiser for NorCal Carters.